Alright, y'all, welcome back to another video. This is my 5th video already. Holy shit. I know I took a couple day break. I had a 4th of July and then the concert that I had, and then I just had a great weekend and overall. I hope y'all had a good 4th of July. Hope y'all stay safe. Hope y'all didn't have any injuries or nothing crazy or some crazy shit. 4th of July can get wicked, so I don't know how that goes. But anyways, today's topic, you've seen the title. I want to talk about the Denver Nuggets Summer League roster. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the Summer League roster for the Denver Nuggets is because there's a lot of names on here that I was kind of like, oh shit, like, damn, we got them on the team? Like, that's kind of crazy. Some of these guys have a lot of experience, some of them don't. Obviously, that's how Summer League works. Now, if you guys don't know how Summer League works, I'll explain it to you right now. Now, Summer League works like this. It's just like regular NBA basketball and all that. It's hosted in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's hosted for, I think, about a week. Now, the Summer League works like this. It's just like regular NBA basketball, but the fouls are up to 10 fouls. They're not 6. They want these players to get as many minutes as possible and not foul out. The timing is a little bit different, obviously. The games go by very fucking fast for some reason. It's kind of crazy how fast they go. And Summer League is basically just a bunch of young guys or veteran guys that really are trying to get on a two-way contract or a regular NBA contract, for example. Now, most of these guys are either already drafted, they've gone undrafted and they signed a two-way deal, or they've signed an Exhibit 10 deal or a training camp deal, and they just found their way onto the Summer League roster. For example, I will already bring up a player right now just to give you an example. Curtis Jones for the Denver Nuggets signed a Exhibit 10 contract. He wasn't drafted and he wasn't signed to a two-way. So the Nuggets gave him an Exhibit 10 contract and decided, well, if we're going to sign you to an Exhibit 10, just come play on our Summer League roster and try to prove yourself a little bit. Now, I'm going to hold my horses here for a minute because I'm really going to get into depth about these players that are on the Denver Nuggets Summer League roster, just to get you guys kind of situated with these players and help you better understand who these guys are and where they're coming from. Because, you know, nobody likes to go into a team's, you know, Summer League year and then go, oh, who the fuck is that? He's balling out. I'm not gonna lie, he's really balling out. You'd rather go over there and watch him and be like, oh, I know who he is. I watched that one video, you know, G the Don Hoops, you know, shout out to him. So that's all it comes down to. I really just want to get these players well known and get these players situated into people's brains, and so when people go watch the games or they watch from home, they're like, oh shit, I know who that is. I watched the video, or I know more about that player because I looked him up after the video or before the video, and that guy's a killer, and I'm not surprised. The dude's a hooper. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first player I really want to get into here on this roster, as you see on the screen, is the first player is Reece Beekman. He is a point guard, strict point guard. He's a little bit of a smaller guard, but he played with the Warriors on a two-way contract in 2024. Before that, though, he was in Virginia. He was on the Virginia team, and he played there for college. He was okay. He wasn't great, but he wasn't that bad neither. It got him a two-way contract with the Warriors because he went undrafted, of course. Then the following year after that, which was this past season, he was also on the Nets with a two-way contract, but he was also sent down to the G League Nets. Now, Reece Beekman is a more of a perimeter and mid-range kind of guy. He's not a big guard, like I said. He's quick as shit, though.
Beekman got caught on the other side, and perfect read by Tarleton State to be able to score that one, but
he's not a defender. But Reece, I could definitely see him being the number one on this team. Now, how this video will work is all these guys that I'm naming are in chronological. Golly.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Chronological order. So when I say these guys' names, so Reece Beekman for me will be the one. He's got somewhat of experience in the NBA, so I think he will be a viable option to immediately start for the point guard on the Summer League roster because Jalen Pickett isn't playing this year. He's already earned his spot for the Nuggets. He's fine. He doesn't need to do all that. So all these guys will go by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then if I want to talk about some of the reserve guys, I will go on and do so. So like I said, Reece Beekman will be the number one, the point guard for this Denver Nuggets Summer League roster or depth chart. So I'm kind of excited to see how Reece plays. He could definitely be one of those guys that could get that last two-way contract because there's two other guys that I will talk about here shortly that are already on the two-way contract. So like I said, Reece Beekman is a definitely heavy favorite to be on the two-way because he did play some minutes with the Nets.
He's not going to stop shooting.
No.
Simi leaves it for Beekman. Turns on the Jets. Oh, nice move. Slips past.
This past season, the Nets were going through a lot of injuries, so they did let him get some run in. And now he's on the Denver Nuggets Summer League roster to kind of try to prove himself. And I think he could definitely muster out a two-way contract with this team, but we'll see, I guess. Now, Tamar Bates is the first guy who got the two-way contract with the Denver Nuggets. He wasn't drafted, and he just went straight undrafted, and he came to Denver and immediately signed a two-way contract right after the draft. Now, he's from Missouri, and we signed him to a two-way deal right after the draft, like I said. He is not a bad player. Dude has a wingspan like crazy for a guard. I mean, his wingspan is like almost 7 foot, I believe. So he could bring some defensive versatility to the squad if they get him, up and going with his potential. Tamar is not a bad player. He's actually quite tall and big. Pause. And I believe Tamar could honestly find a role somehow with this team. It just depends, of course, because we have so many guys now. We just got Tim Hardaway Jr. I didn't cover that in my last video. We got Tim Hardaway Jr. We got Jonas Valanciunas now, and so on and so forth. We got Cam Johnson and stuff like that. So it's really just kind of hard for a guy like Tamar Bates to come in and carve out a role with the Denver Nuggets. But if he could do good in the Summer League, this year, and then later on in the G League this year, obviously because they're going to send him down, of course, because he's not going to play a lot of minutes. Tamar could easily be a decent bench player, kind of like a Jalen Pickett or Spencer Jones kind of. And speaking of Spencer Jones, that's who we're going to move on to next, because Tamar Bates will be the 2. I believe Tamar Bates can play the shooting guard, and him and Reese Beekman can be a 1-2 punch kind of ordeal. Now, Spencer Jones was the second player to get a two-way. He was on a two-way deal last year with us. He played some decent minutes last year. He wasn't great, but he also wasn't bad. He showed some hustle. He showed some somewhat three-point, ability, and he's not bad on defense. He's not bad, but he's not great, of course. They just kind of threw him in because we had a few injuries. I think it was Michael Porter and Aaron Gordon. So we kind of just threw Spencer in along with Jalen Pickett and Zeke Nnaji. Now, like I was saying, Spencer Jones is not bad at all. I mean, he's more of like a 3-and-D kind of guy. His 3-point shot is fucking wicked. I've never seen somebody shoot so like awkward before. I don't even know. I'm gonna try to demonstrate it. He shoots like
Jones once again. Is he feeling it? Yes, he.
he shoots just like that. And I remember watching one of the games that he played this year for the Denver Nuggets. And when I first saw his 3-point shot, because I wasn't really familiar with his game yet, it kind of like caught me off guard, because he like hangs his arm like this and he hangs his head and his body tilts. Yeah, I don't know. It just looks kind of freaky. But hey, shout out to Spencer Jones. I was kind of excited he got some run in last year, because I was watching him in the G League and he was kind of hooping a little bit. So they obviously saw some more stuff in him. They want to bring him back on a two-way. That's exactly what they did. They think he could definitely have some potential, and I think so too. Spencer's not bad. He's honestly not that bad of a player. So you never know. And he's a wing guy, so maybe he could somehow find a role in this team, and they might move on from Hunter Tyson. And Spencer Jones could find his way easily into the rotation. Now, this next player I want to talk about is a player that I've honestly really liked over the past couple of years. I think he has easily been one of the guys with the most potential and the most upside. That guy is EJ Liddell. The Denver Nuggets got him on the Summer League roster. I don't know how. The dude is like, I feel like he could easily be a top tier bench player for a team. He's young still. He's not a bad player. It's just the first year he was with the Pelicans, he got drafted in the second round and 51st overall. But the problem was, and he came from Ohio State. I just want to mention that, just so everybody knows what college he came from. The first year, which is his rookie year, he went to the Summer League and sadly enough tore his ACL and missed the whole rookie year, and it just went downhill from there. He re-signed with the Pelicans the next season on a two-way deal, and they just kept sending him down to the G League, and they were just like, all right, well, now we're going to trade your ass. they traded his ass to the Hawks in that DeJounte Murray deal. That was a pretty big trade, obviously, because he got traded to the Pelicans. DeJounte got traded to the Pelicans. EJ got sent to the Hawks. He just didn't play with Atlanta whatsoever. And they never used him. They never even talked about using him. He was just kind of there, you know. He didn't have a role, sadly enough, even for his age. I think he was 23 or 24 at that time, or maybe even younger than that. He's probably 22 or 21. He came in the league quite young. So, yeah, they just never used him. And then the next season in 24 and 25, which is this past season, he signed a two-way deal with the Bulls. It didn't work. Even if I don't think he was on a two-way, and even if he was, it doesn't matter. They never used him whatsoever. They didn't use him. They didn't see anything with him. And then this past season, he just became a free agent. And now he's finally going to make his Summer League debut. And hopefully, I'm praying for some sort of like rise out of him. You know what I mean? And I think EJ could easily be a top tier candidate for a two-way deal, or maybe even a roster spot. They could easily move on from Hunter Tyson and go, we're really good off that. And we think EJ got a lot more upside than Hunter. Hunter, I think, is 25 years old or going to be 25. He's in his second year at 25 years old. And EJ, I think, is a little bit younger than Hunter. And I think EJ's got a little bit more upside, honestly. And no offense to Hunter Tyson, but Hunter Tyson is more of a, if we find a role for him, he can fit in that role. But Hunter right now with the Nuggets just does not have a role. And I feel like EJ is more athletic. And if he could get some sort of game going, EJ could definitely make a roster spot, or they could easily give him a two-way contract. So it just depends. You never know.
Sebron gives it up and an easy finish for.
Now, this next guy I want to talk about has the most potential out of everybody on this starting five, because so far for me it goes Reese Beekman, Tamar Bates, and then Spencer Jones, and then EJ Liddell at the 4, and then at the 5, the man himself, DaRon Holmes, the Daytona College athlete. DaRon Holmes, I'm excited. I'm super excited. As you can tell, like I always say, the Denver Nuggets are my squad. Last year, I was gonna go watch DaRon. That got the whole thing just changed. I wasn't able to go watch. His first game in the Summer League, he tears his fucking Achilles. The worst imaginable injury that you can imagine for a young guy like that with so much upside and so much athletic ability. DaRon tears his Achilles and ends his whole season. He never played his whole rookie year. We never got to even see a little bit of a Summer League game from him. Nothing. Terrible. Absolutely broke my heart. I couldn't believe that shit. But now he is fully recovered. He's already said himself he is stoic to finally be able to play and hopefully show some upside and hopefully get back to somewhat of what his athletic ability was. He's a more of an interior guy. He can kind of shoot, and he can really just, go on a run low key. For a center, for a big dude, he can really go on a run.
Lobs underneath. Hands. Dayton's turned it over back-to-back trips. And Holmes catch.
I know the Nuggets already got their backup big in Jonas Valanciunas. I know there's been some rumors that he's probably not going to play for the Nuggets, or he might just go to Lithuania, or he might stay. No matter what, I don't really care, because DaRon Holmes honestly is not that bad. He's not the biggest dude or whatever, but he could definitely get some points and some boards. I think DaRon will be perfectly fine. I think he will be fun to watch this year in the Summer League. Now we move on to the 6-man, and I think that 6-man could be Hunter Tyson himself. Now, it's kind of crazy to imagine a world where Hunter Tyson isn't on the starting 5 for the Nuggets on the Summer League team, because everybody's going to get minutes. Everybody's going to get minutes, and it's kind of hard because some players will play 5 minutes, some players will play 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It just depends on the team that we're playing against, and it depends on if the coaching staff wants to switch it up and see, okay, well, I want to see what this guy can do, or I want to see what this guy can do. Two of these players on this whole roster that you see in front of you might not even play at all this whole Summer League, which kind of sucks to say, but it's very true. It could happen. I've seen it happen before. There was a couple years ago where I went to go watch the Nuggets play in the Summer League, and not to throw his name out there or expose him, but Deonte Burton was a guy that I thought was going to play, was a veteran guy who was going to try to prove himself, and they just never played him. I think they played him one game, and it was for 5 minutes, and then he was gone. So yeah, that shit just sucks. So some of these guys might not even get a chance to even play. But the 6th man will be Hunter Tyson, I believe, in my opinion, or he'll probably play the 4. Hunter is a weird case, right? This will be his 3rd year already, which is kind of crazy to think about. Now, correction to earlier, if I did say Hunter Tyson was in his 2nd year this year, he's actually in his 3rd year. He will be 25 or 26 or so. I think he's gonna be 25. It's his 3rd season. It's just Hunter is in a weird spot because the Nuggets don't really have a role for him. They don't really have anything for him. He's like a mixed bag, you know. He can shoot sometimes, or he can go drive in sometimes. He's kind of like all over the place when he just drives in, and he doesn't really have a spot pull up mid jumper or nothing. So Hunter is a very weird case, because him and PJ were obviously teammates, and PJ's gone. Now Hunter's on a team by himself, Clemson Tiger, and he's not on a two-way deal. He's actually on the roster, and the Nuggets actually have a roster spot open. And the question is, do they keep Hunter Tyson for another year, see what maybe he can do something? Hunter just doesn't have a role on this team whatsoever. So the fact that he's still on this team is kind of surprising to me, because he was in the same spot that Jalen Pickett was last year. Everybody was kind of begging for the Nuggets to get rid of Jalen and get another player in place of him. But we kept Jalen, and he carved out some decent role for backup point guard when Russ was out. And now Hunter Tyson just doesn't have a role whatsoever, because now Spencer Jones might be taking that spot if he plays good on the two-way this year in the G League. So Hunter's just in a weird spot. I say 6 man because I feel like EJ's got more upside. I think Spencer Jones got more upside, and he's obviously not going to play the guard. He's too big for that. And he's obviously not going to play center because he's too small for that. So he's just in the middle. It's weird for Hunter. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with him. 6 man for sure. I would put him at 6 man, but we'll see what happens. Now, the 7th man is honestly up for grabs. I could give this spot to, I think, 2 or 3 other players for sure, but I'm just going to give it to this guy because I think he's got more veteran capabilities, and that's going to be Boo Buie. Now, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. If I'm not, correct me down in the comments. Let me know. I'm sorry, Boo. His real name is Daniel Richards, I believe. I don't want to get that wrong, or Daniel Richard, but his real name for the NBA terms is Boo Buie. Now, Boo played for Northwestern in college, and then he went on to play for the Phoenix Suns Summer League team in 2024 after he was not drafted or signed to a 2-way contract. But then he later on signed a deal with the Knicks in October of 2024, but was waived in December. Now, Boo has been out of the league since. He hasn't been signed anywhere else. He's kind of just been lingering around, still getting work in here and there. Now, well, he's actually been playing with the G League team for the Knicks, actually. I'm sorry, correcting myself. Now, Boo is a weird case as well because he's a point guard, or shooting guard. He's a mixture. I haven't really seen any study on him. I haven't seen any highlight on him. I know he's somewhat of a knockdown shooter.
Buie launching for the record. He's got it.
Kind of guy, and he's pretty quick as fuck. So he's kind of a weird case as well, you know. Not a veteran. If I said veteran, I'd take that back. He's more of a unproven kind of guy that maybe could play. I say 7th man because I feel like the Nuggets might be looking at some guards. Maybe he could play ball handler. Maybe he can get on a 2-way deal, or maybe they might put him on the Grand Rapids Gold for their G League team and see if he can ball out there. Because some of these guys that play on the Summer League team could honestly find their way onto a Grand Rapids Gold roster, which is the Denver Nuggets affiliate for G League. That's what happened last year. A lot of those guys from Summer League last year went straight to the G League team, which is why this Summer League is kind of fun, because some of these guys will go straight to the G League team that they play for, or some of these guys will sign a 2-way deal with another team. So that's why Summer League is very fun. Boo Buie is someone that I could definitely see signing a 2-way deal with the Denver Nuggets, but I think it's very rare for a guy like him who is not really proven to sign a 2-way deal as well with these other guys. But we'll see what happens. I think he'll be 7th man. Who knows? Hopefully he does. Hopefully he gets to prove himself and just ball out. So we'll see what happens. Now, this is a guy that I'm somewhat familiar with. UNLV guard Donovan Williams. He's more of like a shooting guard. He played with the Nets G League team back in 2023, and then he went on to sign a 2-way deal with the Hawks in 2023 because he was balling out in the G League. He was low-key doing his thing, and ever since then, after that season, he's been hooping overseas. He hasn't really touched NBA basketball. I mean, he was on the G League team, I think, for the Knicks, and ever since then, he just hasn't played. Now, Donovan Williams in UNLV, which is where he played college, obviously, he wasn't bad. He was okay. He wasn't like top tier shit. He was serviceable. And I think he's more of like a 3-and-D kind of guy. Like I said, I haven't really seen his highlight tape at all. I just know he's more of known as an archetype for a 3-and-D kind of guy.
Bowie stumbles and passes off to Williams. Step back. Got it.
That's tough.
I think he could be 8th man. Maybe he could play some 3-and-D. Maybe he could find a role on the Summer League team. I know he is athletic as fuck. I think I did see one highlight of him, and it was him dunking, and he's athletic as shit. So I think Donovan is a good case for probably about an 8th man. So we'll have to see about that one. Now the 9th man could, like I said, with all these other roles, could easily be up for grabs. But the guy that I'm thinking about the most is Keontae Johnson. A lot of you guys may know this guy because he was on the Thunder. He was drafted in the second round by the Thunder with the 50th pick and signed a 2-way deal later after that draft and was put in the G League in his rookie year, for most of his rookie year, of course. And then after his after his rookie year, he signed a 2-way deal with the Hornets, but was later waived in October of 2024. So Keontae Johnson is also one of those weird cases because he's a big ass forward. That dude is big as fuck. Pause. Keontae could honestly find a role in the Summer League team as well. He could be more of a defensive perimeter guy. He's very well known for his defense. He's not really well known for his offensive capabilities. Keontae can honestly find a role in this team. Now the question goes, can he sign a 2-way with this team? I doubt it. Although the Nuggets do like their defensive guys somewhat, just to be on the the bench and whatever, Keontae could find somewhat of a role on another team. He probably won't fit the 2-way with the Nuggets. The Nuggets probably want to go with the guard, or they probably, you never know, they might go with Keontae Johnson, a big forward that could play some defense, play power forward or small forward. It don't matter. Obviously not play guard though. He's too big for that shit, and he's not known as a ball handler or 3-point kind of guy. Now Keontae, I think, is 25 or 26. He's not bad, like I said. He's just, he's kind of unproven. He's one of those unproven guys, and I think he can ball out. He kind of balled out at Kansas State. He wasn't bad.
Jerome Tang sets it up, going for the lob. Noel lobs it up.
It just depends on how he plays the Summer League, of course. He could definitely sign a 2-way with somebody, but as of right now, we don't know. Hopefully he balls out though. Now the 10th man, I'm going to go into further detail with 3 players that I think can be on this 10th man spot. The first, I will go like this. Keo Dirichi Akubundu Ehuego could easily be the 10th man on this team. Now, if you guys don't know who Keo Dirichi is from Nigeria. He has played in overseas for the most part. He tried to get into the NBA draft, I think, back in 2023, 2022. It just didn't work. He never got signed or drafted. Keo Dirichi is a fucking beast. Now, let me make this clear, first of all. He's never touched NBA basketball. He's only played overseas. And he's not really well known like that. But Keo Dirichi is freakishly athletic. Now, I'm going to put this on the screen right here, this little Instagram video or YouTube video, whatever the fuck I'm going to post it on. He is freakishly athletic. He's grabbing the top of the backboard. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know if this is false news. If it's true, that's fucking nuts. He is the first player on video to actually jump and touch the back of the backboard and grab it. I've never seen some shit like that before. Now Keo Dirichi is known, like I said, for his freakishly athletic ability. He's played, like I said, overseas. I think he's played in EuroLeague. His dunking and his lob threats and all that is nuts. He's played for Memphis. He didn't play too bad there. He was really known for as a lob threat. The dude is fucking nuts. Like, he can jump as high as you could possibly think. Keo Dirichi could be one of those guys that signs with the Nuggets on a 2-way deal and goes and plays in the dunk contest in the NBA, like Matt McClung type shit. I could easily see some shit like that because he's just that athletic, and it's kind of crazy. I think he could easily get an edge for that two-way deal because of how athletic he is. The Nuggets don't really have a lob threat like that on the team. You really think about it, they don't really have a lob threat like that. Maybe Cam Johnson, obviously Aaron Gordon, of course, but I mean more like the bench, you know what I mean? Bruce Brown could be a lob threat somewhat, but he's not like 6'6", 6'7". I think KOD Ricci is 6'7" or 6'6". But yeah, like I said, he's pretty freakishly athletic. He's never played in the NBA. He's only been overseas. So yeah, he doesn't really have experience in the NBA, but he's 26 years old. That's also the scary part because you can't really raise up his potential too much. His prime will probably be very short. But like I said, he could definitely be a very freakish, athletic kind of guy that can catch lobs. The guy he reminds me mostly of, I would say, is Kai Jones. Kai Jones has never been really known for his three-point ability or some crazy shit. Kai Jones is known for his athletic ability to just slam the ball in the hoop and just create fucking crazy highlights. Now, like I said, Kai Jones balled out somewhat for the Mavericks this past season on 2 10-day deals and got himself an NBA contract with the Mavericks. Why can't KOD Ricci do the same on a two-way deal and go hoop out in the G League? I don't see why the fuck not. Now, the other guy I could see getting this 10th spot is Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is a forward, and he signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the Denver Nuggets to play in the Summer League this past year and look for a two-way deal. He came from Iowa State. He didn't get drafted, and he didn't get signed to a two-way deal. The Nuggets were like, hey, we seen you ball out in Iowa State. Why not just come over here and see if we can get you a two-way deal if you ball out in the Summer League? There was a few guys last year that I don't really remember that got a Exhibit 10 deal with the Nuggets. I think most of those guys probably just didn't get signed or anything, obviously. But Exhibit 10 deal could honestly lead to something pretty cool. Like, for example, a two-way deal or maybe in the future a 10-day deal because familiarity, of course. So yeah, I don't really know much about Curtis Jones. I know he's more of a defensive guy. He's a big dude. He's a big-ass forward. He's like Keontae Johnson somewhat. And maybe Curtis Jones could ball out in the Summer League this year and get that 10th spot in the Summer League and get a two-way deal. So hopefully that happens. Now, the guy I think they will probably give it to is Ibu Baji. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If I didn't, I'm so sorry. He came from the NBA Academy Africa, which is an organization that grows players from an NBA Academy that comes straight from Africa, of course. And they just go out there and they show what they can do and show their showcase and get trained and stuff like that for the NBA and get drafted. Ibu Baji signed a two-way deal with the Trailblazers after going undrafted and was injured in his rookie year, but then signed another two-way deal the next season after his rookie year because his rookie year didn't go well. He got injured, couldn't play the whole season. He got knee surgery, I believe it was. And then the next year after, the Trailblazers was like, hey, we'll give you one more chance. Come on a two-way deal and let's go hoop together. You're a big ass center. I think Ibu is a 7-foot center. He's a tall ass dude. He's a good rebounder. He's not a three-point shooter, but he will score on the inside interior and you'll get some blocks too. He's a good shot blocker too. Now, the second two-way deal didn't go as planned. Obviously, he got waived, sadly enough. He didn't get to play all that year. But then in late 2023, he signed another two-way deal with the Trailblazers. They said, come on back. And he played one game. I think he had 7 points and 9 rebounds and a few blocks. And then that was it. After that season, he got, went away for a little bit. He didn't go overseas. He just didn't get signed or anything. But then he later signed with the Bucks on a two-way deal, but was waived in the same day. They literally signed him into a contract and immediately waived him. I think not even a few hours, maybe almost a day after he got signed. And ever since then, he's been playing overseas. Like I said, he's a 7-foot center that is a good shot blocker. He can honestly play the paint pretty well. I would say he's a pretty solid rebounder. I've used this dude in my league before on NBA 2K, and I've always had him on two-way contracts as well, and he's always hooped out in the G League. So shout out to you, bro. But yeah, I don't see why he can't get a two-way. Again, it'd be his 4th two-way, and hopefully he can get signed. But like I said, the favorite for me is KOD Ricci for this 10th spot, and hopefully it works out for him. So yeah. So now we're at this outro part. The first thing I want to say is these, this depth chart that I gave out is just a prediction. It's prediction based off of the players' names, the players' ability, their play style and all that, and how the Nuggets will look and analyze all these players. Now, yes, I know I'm leaving out guys like Rain Smith and some other guys like Logan Johnson and all that stuff. I know, but those guys for me are lesser known names. I just know these guys from experience, from watching obviously NBA basketball, and then, you know, watching Summer League after all these years and whatever. There's guys like Rain Smith, Logan Johnson, and some other guys as well, but I don't really know those guys as well. I don't think they will get big minutes or play big minutes. They're not really, you know, familiar with everybody, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, hopefully all these guys that you see on the Summer League roster will ball out. I hope they do. A lot of these guys have a lot of potential, like I said. So yeah, hopefully all these guys ball out. Hopefully all these guys get a chance. And the one guy I think I'm really excited to see, besides the starting five and everything, is KOD Ricci. I know I keep saying his name, but I watched so many videos about KOD Ricci, 26-year-old small forward / power forward that can just jump through a ceiling. He's like a Kai Jones or a Derrick Jones Jr., just freakishly athletic and can really just, you know, go. You know what I mean? A lot of energy. A dog mentality for sure, and hopefully he balls out. I'll definitely keep an eye on him for sure. So yeah, and with that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know this video will probably be kind of long. Editing will be a bitch for sure, but hopefully this video comes out solid. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is my 5th video. I got a lot of good reviews on my last video. I think it's at 537, 540. I just want to say I appreciate every single one of y'all for watching my videos. The love I got on that video, 14 likes, and, you know, 1 comment that was super wholesome. I appreciate whoever that was. Shout out to you, bro, for just helping me, you know, better my videos and get better at this thing. I've done YouTube before, like I said, many years ago, but I just kind of stopped doing it, and I just kind of got a love for it again, and I'm hoping it just, you know, in return it becomes something bigger and better. I've always loved basketball, like I said. Talking about it is one of my favorite things to do, and to do it in front of 540 people on my last video was something so special to me. And yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for all the love and positivity. I appreciate y'all so much, and yeah, thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Shout out KOD Ricci. Appreciate you, man. See y'all, man. Peace out. See you on the flip side. Almost forgot.